Today we will discover NYLIS and how to run different types of illustrations. NYLIS stands for the New York Life Illustration System. In order for us to access NYLIS, we must end up at our agency portal page. So as you come to the landing page of agency portal, you will scroll down or hover over workspace and then scroll down to illustrations NYLIS. If you're relatively new to New York Life, just know that the FTIS system is the past version of NYLIS and is no longer operable. So here we are. What I want to do today is give you a basic understanding of how the NYLIS system works. Okay, so let's start off from the very beginning. As you create illustrations, your open items will populate with different illustrations that you have worked on. The default setting is going to be untitled, untitled 1, untitled 2, untitled 3. But as you save each case under your case management folder, you can name and save each file to a particular client. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. The next button is going to be extremely important. Financial needs analysis is a tool that allows us to determine how much life insurance one may need. It's the computer version of our paper version that we use in financial profiles. If you want to ever gain information about products and riders and state approvals, all that content is under this tab. At a later class, we're going to show you how to run a life multi-product comparison and term at a glance. These tools will be invaluable. There's an additional tool that we populated once we build an illustration called Top Comp. We're going to go over that extensively. Also, your help button. Listen, when it comes to help and support with the New York Life career, you're not going to find anything better. Everything's either written on, you can find it on portal. There's a paper about it. There's a phone number you can call. There's a manager you can ask. So if you ever say you didn't know, it's because you didn't ask. So your help button, there's different aspects here that you can utilize. Most people would probably use the underwriting manual, so you determine what type of underwriting risk classification you would give your client. Perhaps if they have diabetes or heart disease, or they're currently disabled, or they're taking certain medications, all that information will be found here. And we're going to go through that in a separate class. So that's our top button. In order to get started with NYLIS, what you will show is product, illustrated by product. Very seldomly will you use any of the other templates. You can run life, annuity, and long-term care through the NYLIS system. Product types. What I love about this feature, it allows you to isolate the type of product you want. New York Life offers so many different products. So let's assume you're seeing our general list in this area and you just want term. Just click term and only our term products will pop up. Click whole life, only our whole life products will populate. So invaluable tool. So let's go ahead and look at all of them so I can take you through the process. We're going to change your state to New Mexico, and presentation will be standard. As you see, there's a list of all our different life insurance products to illustrate. When clicking the Preference tab, you don't want to mess with anything. The only thing you want to do is go to your second heading under Illustrations, change your default state to New Mexico. Other than that, I would leave everything else alone. Unsaved items, as you move through NYLIS and you're populating illustrations and you're in the heat of battle, if you would, sometimes you may exit, or you may exit illustration without saving it. Here's a recovery feature, allows you to have a list of different illustrations that you've generated before it's actually deleted. Producer profile, your name should be defaulted in these different fields. However, you may want to correct the font, add your cell phone number, things of that nature. This is how you set up your NYLIS system. We hit home. It's going to take us back to our home page. Perhaps you want to generate a new case. This will allow us, so by doing so, we're going to illustrate By product, we're going to illustrate, let's say we're going to illustrate a term life insurance illustration. New Mexico is our default state, and we're going to do a level premium convertible term. So here we are. Allows you to enter the client information. I'm going to show you how to build a term illustration in our next session. As you save this, it will allow you to save cases or save folders for your particular clients. So let's go back to our new case. Well, it's going to generate a new case, which is fine. And we're going to enter John Sample for our sample client. He's a male born on July the 4th, 1977. Issue age is 40. However, his insurance, he's actually 39, but his issue age is 40 because we use nearest insurance age. I'm not going to show you how to build the illustration, but I want to show you how to save an illustration. As I showed you, open items, untitled case 1, and current untitled case. What we're going to do is we're going to save as. We're going to do, how I like to do is by last name, which will be sample John. And what we will do is we're going to do term illustration. So I know exactly what it is. I can also add a folder. Let's assume we're running illustration for John and Jane sample. So I can put sample family. Perhaps they have children. Add folder and save. When we go to our case management file, what we will see, there goes our John sample term illustration. And as I build different illustrations for this family, they will be listed here. So let's go back to our home page. In order to close, we can basically close out these folders as we'll just hit the close button here and it'll shut it out. We'll go ahead and close all the cases so we can have a clear palette. Would you like to save your changes? And we're going to say no in this particular setting. So we're back at our home page. We haven't selected, but one I do want to show you is calculators. So when building financial planning strategies for our client, there's a ton of different calculators you can use. In a separate class, we will go through each of these calculators and show you how to use them. However, I would certainly play with them. They're a lot of fun when building different strategies for clients. So now you have a thorough understanding of how the NYLIS system works. The next step is to identify a client, gather their information through a proper fact finder, then enter the data in the NYLIS system to generate a solution. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to your partner or your development manager. We are standing by, ready to help you. Happy selling.